Welcome to this webinar on software technology, and specifically on a topic which is quite interesting in mastering new technologies and technology transfer, namely a case study with Thales on open innovation. My name is Christoph Ebert. I'm the Managing Director of Vector Consulting Services, and I will guide you through this short webinar where we share some experiences. The background of this webinar is related towards how can we really learn and benchmark across industries. And a vehicle which I myself am using since many years, literally speaking many decades, since the late 90s when I was doing my PhD, is the IEEE software journal. And you see that journal with the current edition, March 21. And what we are doing, and in fact, I also have it here, because I always like to have it also on archival format. What we do in IEEE software is that we try on a bi-monthly basis in a department which I'm responsible for to give an overview on software technology. And this podcast, this webinar, I will look into a topic which we had already discussed here, which is about technology trends based on our survey. But specifically, we have been working in this journal article also on a benchmark with Thales, how they master the convergence of product IT and enterprise IT. And this is what made this case study, which you see in the small picture in the middle. The full article is available with the URL, which you see on top. And with that way forward, we also looked into what can we learn from such successful companies like Thales. And I've been working specifically with Bertrand Tavernier, who is a CTO of Thales. What is the topic here? And I would like to just dive into 3 domains here. First domain would be, how can we master technology transfer? Second domain would be, how can we ensure in the critical infrastructure that we consider safety and cybersecurity? And thirdly, what are the takeaways which we can also share from the perspective of other companies, such as open innovation. First topic would be, what are the approach which we can take in mastering technology transfer? And the catchword which I gave, open innovation, is practiced by Thales in a way that they engage both in open hardware, but also in learning from the best, in sharing the experiences, and therefore making sure that we do have a good perspective on the technology transfer. Specifically, the topic, and I merge into number 2, is what is a key learning for the critical infrastructure, that we have these converging systems of product IT, enterprise IT, which we have in different domains, specifically like service delivery in critical infrastructures. And here the topic was, if a company like Thales engage into a technology transfer, into a new technology in an innovation topic, and maybe also work on a chip design, a hardware, a board design in terms of open innovation, that means sharing. It's of course also important that the right competences would participate. And that means own competences from a company, but also the freely, openly supportive contributors to such an open innovation topic. And that means a lot of transfer, both knowledge, but also hard technology in terms of moving then into a product pipeline. And the product pipeline means to have the design, to agree on architecture, and to deploy. And that brings me then also in terms of safety security for cyber physical systems into this picture, which we have then coined, which is in the middle bottom part here. And here the major flow, if we look into this 3 steps, was also in a connectivity solution what would be the requirements. That means also understanding the business need, the environment, the interfaces, because critical infrastructures are built from system components, system modeling. And then we have an analysis where we typically use model-based system engineering in different perspective. We derive the hazard and threat analysis, on which basis we then shape the security and the safety related goals, which are then merged with the functional requirements, out of which then the specific innovation topics would be distilled. And that's, of course, an evolutionary cycle. Often it relates towards what we know also from the agile world, where we have design thinking, which is also this kind of evolutionary approach to understand a requirement, derive from the requirement initial solution, and evolve forward in order to then bring a technology solution which is sufficiently robust, like in this cyber-physical system, but also which brings the necessary innovation, the necessary functionality. And as a conclusion, that was my third topic, what is in it for you in a company. I would summarize in the first, don't be shy to learn from others. Team up with other companies, conferences, and that means a lot of online work, benchmarks, working in open innovation topics, take open trainings, because the more you work in networks, and specifically in times where we don't travel much, but we use online communities are available in all of these contexts. And if you want to have good professionals, then it's of course also the bigger conferences, the bigger sharing communities where you can really learn and benefit and grow your own network. As a matter of fact, I had yesterday a training. I delivered training together with a colleague of mine on security testing, where we also dived into such topics, and there were some 12 attendees. And it's really interesting how they immediately networked. There were OEMs, there were tier one, there were in fact even 1 or 2 students. And you see immediately some shaping, you get good questions from the team exercises. And this is one of my recommendations, how to achieve a successful technology transfer. A second takeaway would be that you also need to bring something into such discussion to be recognized. That means either work on a specific project which has a good visibility, or you publish or you present something, because that gives you the visibility to be recognized as a partner. And that's in fact also what we do with this technology column in IEEE Software, which is the leading software journal worldwide, that we really build this kind of community sharing in this software technology, which is my responsibility. Another way of technology transfer, which I want to invite you, is our Vector Forum, which is happening on an annual basis the last Thursday in June each year. So this is in 24 June in 21, means that we bring together players like in this year, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Siemens, Volkswagen, ZF, and of course also own experiences from project. And it's online, it's global, it's for sharing, and that gives you a chance to learn, build network, and learn also from the others. And it's free. That means it's our ambition, being a consulting company, also to facilitate the learning, to facilitate the sharing, and not the least with this kind of activity, make sure that the discipline grows, because we have many, many endeavors in front of us, be it autonomy, be it connectivity, be it ecology, be it services, be it system of systems. There's much which is currently evolving in IT, in software, and we have to really bundle the scarce resources which are able to manage these topics conceptually and bring the best brains together. These are the way to do that. And I thank you very much. I wish you a good success with innovation, with sharing, with technology transfer, and don't be shy. Contact us if we can be of any help for you. And beyond that, take care, stay tuned. We can be reached at www.vector.com/consulting. Thank you. Goodbye.